Hello, I am Chef Diane and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are making something extremely fun and special. We are doing a different version of stuffed grape leaves. We are stuffing sesame seed leaves. So let's start to get prepped. This filling that I'm doing, you could change it up. As I always say, be innovative, be creative. You could add regular mushrooms, you could add pork, you don't have to add rice, you could add noodles, you could do tofu, you could add carrots, you could add bok choy, you could do whatever you want. And you don't even have to use the sesame seed leaves. These are not easy to find, but if you go to an Asian market, you're sure to find them. If you don't have these, you can always buy canned grape leaves. A very good friend of mine, Dee, on her YouTube station, Dedemed, she makes this amazing stuffed grape leaf. And you might want to check her out to see what her version is. All right, we got our shiitakes. I'm going to make them just a little bit smaller because we need to stuff them in those leaves. Let's get some garlic. You can mince them and keep them sliced. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to see them. You're just going to taste them. And my rice is already cooked. Now you can use brown rice, you can use long grain rice, you could use short grain rice. I generally like to use short grain rice. I use the Korean short grain rice because it maintains a stickiness to it, and when you're rolling up meat, you want it to be kind of sticky, so when you take a bite out of it, it kind of holds itself together. The sauce that I'm going to use for my stuffed sesame seed leaves is a gochujang, kind of like a red pepper paste, and you can get this recipe on my bootleg tip, gochujang seasoning. And now I've got my prep done, I'm ready to go to the stove and get cooking. My water's already boiling. I always add a little something to my water, so I have my stems from my shiitake mushrooms. I had some leftover garlic, it's going right in. It's going to add more flavor to those sesame leaves. And like giving it a little bit of a briny taste, I'm going to add some sweet black vinegar. If you have regular vinegar, you can also use that, it doesn't really matter. In it goes. While my water's bringing back up to temperature, I'm going to start to saute off my fillings. Here goes my meat. In they go. We're just doing a quick blanch with them. Shiitakes and rice. And out comes my leaves. If you want to be fancy, you can get a bowl of ice water so that you can shock your grape leaves or your sesame seed leaves. What that does, it retains the color and stops the cooking process. But we don't have to do that because we're going to be working pretty fast with them. We're just blanching them off long enough so that they have a softness to them so that you're not like eating a leaf off a tree. A little soy and a tad bit of sesame oil. And now we stir. My stuffing is done. And I think we're ready to start rolling. You won't need all of it, just enough. That should do it. Koreans like a lot of pine nuts. You could add pine nuts if you wanted to. You could add a little sweet dimension, add some raisins. Okay, so now we're going to start to roll. I'm going to add just a little bit more of the black sweet vinegar. And for me, I generally like to go like a burrito. Roll the big flap in, tuck in the sides, and roll. Voila, just like a grape leaf. There's one. And now for that spicy hot paste. 1, 2, where you go? How about down there? And there you have it, stuffed sesame seed leaves with rice, ground beef, ginger, garlic, a little bit of sesame seed oil and soy sauce over a gochujang seasoning sauce. And it's time to taste it. Wow. Super delicious, super tasty, easy to make. This has been my version of a stuffed grape leaf, and if you want to get a really great one, you check out my friend Dee over at her YouTube channel, Dedemed, and I will see you next week with another amazing recipe. Don't forget to subscribe. Hello, I'm Chef Diane and welcome to my kitchen. Today's bootleg tip is gochujang. What is gochujang? It's a traditional Korean red pepper spicy paste. So good.